news update, yeah, for the 25th of August. All right, so in the news update for this Saturday, the 25th of August, 2018, well, we got new developments to tell you about Harbor Square Apartments in Mechanicsville. Apparently, Danny is doing the dodging, running around in his Volkswagen. It's a blue Volkswagen that has been seen and sighted on the property almost every night now, with the girl that lives in Building 2 downstairs. From multiple sources that I talked to over there that live in the complex have seen him with this lady. I've been picking him up. She has a wheelchair and has a little dog named Sunny, and she lives in Building 2, and he's been seen with her in his station wagon, blue station wagon. I said Volkswagen, but it's this blue station wagon. And he comes over at night, and he usually parks over in front of the office, or usually parks in front of Building 3, and waits to pick her up. And this is what a number of multiple sources have seen on multiple occasions. It seems like he comes over here or over there to pick her up almost every other night, and he's here almost pretty much all the time now. And meanwhile, the rumor's still going on saying that I'm living with my uncle there in Building 3 in his apartment, when yet I have never been there. But yet that rumor still keeps being circulated that I'm still there on the property living with him, which is kind of funny because I haven't been there since June the 2nd, but yet they keep spreading her, Barbara, Patricia, and the other Barbara, and also Miriam are spreading this rumor saying I'm still living there, because she was asking some people if I was still living there, and of course they didn't know, because the answer is really I am not living there, because if I was there I would be over there seeing Kathy, and I'd be over there seeing my uncle, but of course, and if I was there I would be living there, but I'm not living there. But anyway, the rumor still flies around the channel that I'm still living there and with my uncle. So some speculation they may be trying to come after my uncle in the way that they were trying to come after me, by spreading all these false rumors, because that's how it all began with me there over there when I was living there. And that's pretty much what led to where I am now. But also we have a new drug dealer alert that's going on there. There's a guy that runs around, he's black, and he's around 6'2" tall, and he drives around a black sports car with darkened windows. Now, he was seen there some when I was there, because I said something to the landlord about this suspicious vehicle. But he didn't really come around that much on our side when I was living there in Building 4 at the time. But now it seems like he comes there almost 2 or 3 times a week. And it seems like he has drugs that he has in his trunk of the car, because he'll get outside the car, because he was seen taking money from people and getting drugs out of the car. They could be prescription. They could be other types of controlled, they could be other types of substances like methamphetamines, but they could also be medicine. I believe these are medications, because a lot of people that are on pain medicine run out of their medicine, and so they're going to this dealer that comes there to bring them the medications that they need, because they're running out of the medicine because they're taking more than what they should be taking, and they're running out of medicine, and therefore he's coming there to supply the mean, which they're paying for that with the money. They're paying for it and getting this from the drug dealer who's coming into that complex for some of the people over there on our side. He parks usually out in front of Building 3 or Building 4. And also there's a new Hanover County Police is parking in front of facing towards Building 5. And because there's a rumor saying they saw me walking around there. But the funny thing is, the person that's walking around there we think might be Sean Shields, because she's still going over there talking to Barbara over there in Building 711. And we think it might be her, because she has short hair and she might be wearing a wig. But then again, it might be Danny too, because he also can wear his hair like mine, and he may have a pair of glasses to try to look like me, even though it isn't me. And a lot of people might think it's me, but really it's Danny. But like I say, we really know if it's Danny, even though he's not supposed to be on the property, but even though he's still coming on there, because he's breaking the probation order every time, because he's told not to be able to trespass on the property because of what he did by assaulting a girl in this apartment when he used to live there. That seems like what everybody seems to forget. But yet he's still coming around there because the rules there don't apply to him, and they just haven't caught him yet. So they're thinking that it's me, and that's why the cops parking there. But really, It's not me. I hate to tell you, officers. I'm not even nowhere to be found there, nowhere around in the county or there on the property because I'm here in North Carolina. I can promise you that. I'm over almost 200 miles away. But the thing is, they've seen this phenomenon. So either it's Sean Shield that's posing or it's Danny. The way you can tell it's Danny is because his left leg usually drags. His foot will drag. So if a guy is walking and his left foot is dragging a little, that's Danny. And he's posing as me, with the glasses and with the hair trying to look like mine. But really it's not me because if you look at me and you look at the hair, it don't look like me. And if he's dragging that left foot, I never dragged any feet when I walked. But he drags that left foot like it's a dead like it's like a dead part on his body. So he sort of drags it as he walks. So if you hear that dragging, that's Danny. And of course, that's how that rumor is coming alive. And it's just like when I moved away from her, the knocks on the windows stopped too. Remember I told you that would stop? Some people were thinking that might have been a gang ritual. And maybe they had to do that just to scare it. Maybe they thought they were just doing it as a way to get initiated in the gang. But actually it wasn't a gang ritual at all. It was just, there's people there that were doing it. It was Barbara that I saw out there one night that was walking in between the buildings knocking on some windows. And then when I confronted her, that's why she went and got that protective order on me. And that's why she did that waited 17 days, because when I did that, that's what made her get angry. And that's why she did it, because she said, oh, I'll get back at him. I'm going to go and fix his ASS. And then that's why she went down there with her buddies, and they came up with that story, and they all lied, Miriam and Patricia. And that's how that protective order got about, because they lied about it. Because I saw her out there walking in between the buildings, knocking on certain people's windows downstairs on the ground level and things, and that's what I saw. And then she ran over there to building 7 where she moved, and right when I reported that the very next day, then that's when that order, that protective order, along with her girlfriends, went down there to the police station and the magistrate office and told that whale of a tale, which all were lying on me. And of course, she was asking people, Marion was asking people one day, asking if I was really true living there with my uncle. And, for her to be that dumb and so stupid to really think I'm living there, which I'm not living there because I moved out of there. I don't live with my uncle there. But a lot of people seem to be spreading that new version or that rumor around that I'm living there. It's pretty absurd and funny. But, but that's just the more rumors there at Harbor Square. But that's what they do over there. But Danny has really been seen there at night, coming there, probably almost every night now, being with that girl with the wheelchair in building 2, with the dog that's named Sunny, and she lives over there because she was there when I was there, and he's still coming around there with his blue station wagon, and he parks there, and then he parks over there on the other side at building 7-Eleven around there, talking with Barbara, because that's where she lives on the end there. Of course, there was a rumor saying she moved to a different apartment over there too, but actually no, she's still seen going over there to that area where she lived, because she hasn't moved. That was just a rumor that was being circulated, but she's still over there. So anyway, that's pretty much what's going on there. But as I say, of course what I'm saying is true, because this is coming from reliable sources there. More than 3 people have told me this that live there. And they've seen this phenomenon. They don't understand why Danny's coming around there when he's not supposed to be there. But yet he's still coming around. And he's been seen with a girl in building 5 and also a girl in building 2. And they don't understand why he's coming around there when he's not really supposed to be there. And he always waits until after the office closes and after Kristen goes home, the landlord there, who's there currently. I guess she's still there. But he waits until she leaves, and then that's somehow he knows that the coast is clear, and then that's when he comes. So what Kristen needs to do is get there and kind of park in the apartment complex and walk around with dark clothes and just kind of watch us. And maybe she could just be in her office without the lights on and just watch it through the windows. And you'll see what I'm talking about. There's a drug dealer that comes around with a black sporty car and is selling drugs there out of the trunk. And then there's another... and then, of course, Danny's coming around with his blue station wagon, picking up this girl in the wheelchair in building 2 with a dog named Sunny that's still living there. But he's coming there to see her almost every other day, so to do things, to pick her up and things. And then, of course, the rumor's still going around alive and well that I'm there, walking around there, when yet I haven't been there, when yet it's probably Danny disguising himself, or maybe Sean that's doing it, the mother that's there, because she's still talking to Barbara over there in building 7-Eleven. But anyway, that's pretty much what's going on there at that the rumor mill there, but that's truly what people have seen and witnessed, these things happening, these weird things, the phenomena. Anyway, other things, lots of floods, big hurricane hitting Hawaii, as you well know. I mean, this hurricane is about a Category 2. It was a Category 4, but it's went down to a Category 2, and I think now it's weakening to about a Category 1 today. That's what they say. It's on the way down, so that'll be good, but it's caused lots of flooding and lots of landslides, and now they have brush fires that are broken out on one of the islands, and lots of evacuations are happening there as well. I like to keep that, the people there and on our prayers, and the people in Hawaii on our prayers. Thank you, Lord, for all the things that you do, and I'd like to lift up Ben. He's got a yeast infection in his mouth. That sounds unusual, but some people can be allergic to yeast when they eat too much bread. It's not because of a sexual disease, but he got a yeast infection in his mouth because he's allergic to bread. And if he eats too much bread, he gets a yeast infection. So please be in prayer that that yeast infection will just miraculously go away, because he has it all in his mouth really, really bad. I said, well, you haven't been with somebody that had it sexually? He says, no, I'm just allergic to it. That's how I got it, because I was eating too much bread, and they did a test, and that's had a reaction to the yeast that's in the bread, because some people can be allergic to yeast, and Ben happens to be one of those people that is allergic to bread. So he doesn't have anything that's contagious. You won't catch this yeast because this is brought on by a food allergy. It's not brought on by a sexual disease, because there are different types of yeast out there, and that's how he got it. So his yeast that's in his mouth is not contagious, which means I can't catch it. So that's good, because I don't want it, But it's not contagious. I did look into it. He's just having an allergic reaction to it. That's all. And just pray for him that yeast infection will go away, and that he'll be able to get his taste buds back, and also be able to regain, be able to eat some bread again, a little bit too. And, just be in prayer for all the people in the Hawaiian Islands, too. That way the landslides and the earthquakes and the volcanic activity will kind of subside. And, we've been having lots of, speaking about volcanic and earthquakes, we've been having a lot of earthquakes even in diverse places diverse means a place where they normally don't usually have earthquakes. We've been seeing a lot more. As I say, there's data that shows that within the last few months we've had 3 times the normal amount of earthquakes, which is about a 55% increase than what we normally see on a regular month-to-month scale. It's usually about 6,000 some earthquakes a month, worldwide, but now it's over 10,000 some. So that's where they get a 55% increase in the last few months alone. So there's been a lot of weird stuff going on, and of course, be in prayer, because there's an anniversary of Charlottesville, what happened in Charlottesville, that's coming up here soon. So there's going to be some kind of rally there that's coming up within the next week or two. And then there's going to be a big thing happening in Washington, D.C. too. That's coming up too. So be in prayer for that things don't spark off there, and that people will be peaceful there, and have a protest there, and that they can be peaceful, and that way people can exercise their right of freedom of speech, no matter how heinous or how crazy it is, but yet all the people can be peaceful and be getting along, because that's what freedom of speech is really all about, folks. And then I'll also be in prayer for people up north, and be in prayer for my family, and be in prayer for Stuart Garrett, and kind of keep keep the people in Harbor Square on your prayer list, because of some people there are really nice and are still friends of mine that are still there, and that's how we get some of these in the news updates about the developments there that are going on there in that community, to kind of let the landlord know and the owner know what's going on, to keep abreast of what is going on there currently. And that's why we do this, because I was unrighteously thrown out of there. And I was a good tenant, and still am a good tenant, but and yet I should have still been able to live there. But there's some people there that wanted me out of there no matter what, because they made up a bunch of lies up on me, and they were not true, and they were fictitious. And that's what. But I am glad I am down here, because I don't have to deal with all that, thank God. But nevertheless, those people will have their day coming, and it will come. I hope that these people get locked up for slanderous charges, brought up on slanderous charges, and I hope that either they do something to get themselves put into a mental facility or a respite home. Because I think some of these people that said all these lies to me, I think that's where they should be. Barber, the other Barber, Patricia, and also Miriam. I think they all should be in some type of facility because they made up all that stuff and they outright lied, and they know they did. That's why they're all nervous, and that's why they're all making coffee. And even Sean don't talk to my mother all that much because she just wanted to find out what was going on with my mother, and now that that's already happened, now she don't need to talk to her now because she accomplished her objective in getting me moved out of the state of Virginia to North Carolina. So that's really why she was talking to my mother, to kind of find out what was going on and try to control and manipulate my mother into doing this stuff, and why this all happened, because she was instrumental behind it, and she was the one that got it all to happen there. So I would have to leave there in the way I did, because in the manner I did, because Sean is the one that had something to do with all this stuff, and she was behind it, manipulating it and instigating it and saying those things. And it's really a shame that you have people that are like that, who you think you really can trust and who really love you, but they turn out to be two-faced, like Sean was. The kids are genuine, but the mother is really messed up. But just keep her in your prayers. I hope she gets her meds straight, and hope that she gets the help that she needs, because she really needs a lot of psychological help, because she's always making up stuff on people and erasing people from her life. Because she's an expert at it, because she's been doing it all her life, and for all kinds of reasons. And she that's why she goes to a lot of friends. So be careful, because she likes to let you come in and be family. That way she can get you to buy their kids stuff. Just be careful about that, and because she just likes to take advantage of you, to get you to do things for her and for her family, But yet, if the roles are reversed, she's not going to really do much for you. So, that's just kind of how these people usually operate. So, be on aware of that. People. The kids are really genuine. If they really need something, they really do need help. That's my prayer, that they will be able to get out of there one day and be able to be on their own and be all successful. And they won't have to worry about being strict, and hopefully they won't be strict like their mother was strict to them when they were kids. They won't be like that to their children when they have children. So anyway, that's what I pray. Because they're such nice kids, and I sure hope they don't do exactly what their mother has done to them. Since they all don't like what their mother has done to them, then why would they want to do that to their own children when they have children one day when they get married, when they grow up? Because they're going to have kids one day too. So we don't want to emulate or copy what mother has done to them, and hopefully they won't do that. All right, this is Michael DeSilvis. And just wanted to give you an update on the gossip saga of the new developments going on over there where I used to live in Mechanicsville. Take care. And, of course, this is real information from credible sources. And I hope the landlord can get this drug dealer out of there, and also get Danny to stop coming over there, because he's still coming over there almost every other night now, over there in Building 2, to pick up that blonde-headed girl in the wheelchair. And she's got the little dog named Sunny. And, of course, and also some girl over in Building 5. So, that may be why they're parked facing Building 5 every 45 minutes. But I think probably what they need to do is probably come different times. The cops should come different times, because that's when they're going to catch him. Because he doesn't come during the time when they come, because he knows when you're there. Evidently, somebody's telling him that there's a cop car there. And that's why he's not coming. So maybe what you need to come is in an unmarked car and not look like a police car, and come in one of those. And then park somewhere else and then walk around, and not wear your uniform but wear regular clothes. Come as don't come in uniform, but come in plain clothes. And that way you'll be able to catch him walking around the building doing his disguises, and then going over there messing around with these people, because he's on the property breaking the trespassing order. No trespassing order is not supposed to be on the property at all, because of what he did to a girl in his apartment when he used to live there back in 2017. And of course, he's got a restraining order to stay away from the Shields too. So and then he's got Then he also has a restraining order. He also not a restraining order, but he has a restraining order to stay away from the Shields family, the kids. And he also has a pertaining to the 4 kids that they have. And he also has a probation order, no trespassing order to stay off the property of Harbor Square. But yet he still keeps coming around there. So, I would just come different times, like after 5 o'clock. And come in an unmarked car that doesn't look like a police car, like a regular car, even though it's souped up, it has police gear in it, and wear plain clothes. Because if you come in a cop car, then other people there that know him and know that he's coming there are going to call him and let him know that you're there, and then he's not going to come until after you leave. So that's what he's waiting for, and then that's when he shows up. So if you come and you're not driving around a police vehicle, then you'll be able to catch him being there, and you'll be able to make the arrest. Because he won't know it's you until you come up on him and catch him there in the act of being on the property when he's been told many times to stay off the property, but he's still coming on the property. So anyway, this is in the news update to let you know what's going on there at the old place where I used to live. Keep it right here. It's Michael DeSilvas in the news update.